Can you hear me now? Hopefully this week the audio is better than a couple weeks ago, so let me know. I did do a test, but then again 2 weeks ago I did a test as well. And Chad, my wonderful co-host whenever I do this, likes to set me up for destruction and didn't tell me how bad that audio was. Um, he's trying to railroad my channel is what he's doing. But no, don't tell me no audio. Don't be a dickhead. I have audio. Really? Don't derail me now. Okay, hold on. Should have audio. I don't know why. Don't know why. Testing 1, 2, 3 shows I have audio, mic volume, stereo, blah blah blah. You're a dick, Maddie. You are such a fucking dick. Audio is very low. Well, I tested it at 50%, so maybe check your volume, or maybe laptops are lower, but I'll bring it up a little bit, but I don't want to have it screaming. I feel like it's up high enough, so hopefully that's good. I'm a little monotone, so setting up the mic is always screwed up. But Maddie, you're such a frickin' asshole. I'm gonna block you. You're gonna lose your wrench. That's it. Maddie is losing his wrench. Let me take that away from him right now. Okay, Maddie, you just lost it. All right, so let's start off after that little shit start. First off, my buddy Chad, he's in hair right now, hair and makeup. So if you saw the thumbnail, then he's gonna be in hair and makeup for a while. So I don't actually think he's going to make it. But let's start out. Let's have a little beer, okay? And this beer was picked for a reason. This beer is a IPA. It's the same brand I had on my last one, called Victory. This one is called Brotherly Love. And for this one, I chose this one in honor of Ken Dono from Original DoBo. And that's the topic I'm going to start out with. So let's start there. Let's have a taste of this Brotherly Love, though. Brotherly Love tastes good. It's very hoppy. It's different. It's a hazy IPA, they call it. So yeah. But anyhow, before we get into anything else, let me just first say hello to everybody. I would like to just kind of start out with that. Got 17 people in the house, and go up to the top here, and of course we got Maddie's Drone World. We have iFly JC and Kira Show, and we have Fly Zone Drone Mikey. And I think I got that right this time. And we have Russell Glarum. I hope I got that right. Russell Glarum. Robert Johnstone. And Eric Van Nostrand. I know I don't exactly say your last name right, but I like to make... I just like the sound of Nostrand. That's a great last name. And we have Avino Rob C. Aviano Rob C. And Marcel Demmers. How you doing, buddy? and Eddie Nunez, and Drone Catalyst, and Kirk Chase, and Bedford County Aerial Views. Oh, you changed your name. Either that or you started another channel. Anyhow, so let's get into it. Before I start talking about the Avata and all the latest stuff, I'm really sad that I don't have Chad with me tonight, but I'm hoping things change with him, so I'm keeping my phone on alert. But he was out to eat with the family, and they had to wait forever to be served. So he predicted that service is going to be real slow and that he's not going to make it. So I just want to start out and say there's crooks among us. There's shady characters among us in this drone community. And often you know who they are, but sometimes they're a pretty good salesman on their own character. Now, you guys have probably, anybody that regularly watches me or comes to the live events, you've heard me say a zillion times, I love you till I get to know you. And there is one character that I didn't love. We'll say I like you till I get to know you. That I got to know. And quickly realized that he's just all about the scheme, the bringing in the money, attaching his name to anything you do, and also kind of making it his own. And he's really good at making it his own. So you guys all know Ken Dono, original DoBo. He has been working really hard on content and designs for the DJI Avata. And one of those designs is that the bumper rails, not ribbed for her pleasure, as he says, but I call them the bumper rails. They've got the laced looking edges, and they'll help brace that impact. I don't have them. I'm accessoried out right now. I have not purchased those. They're on my list of possible items to get, especially now that he's making them in yellow. But anyhow, he's been working hard on making all kinds of designs and stuff for the Avata, like he does with everything. So we have someone, Mr. Gray, in his little world drone community. That's the one I was speaking of, that's always looking to make a buck. Any of you in your this drone community that has attached yourself to him, if you take a minute and just focus on anything that he has done for you, he has made sure he has attached his name to it. He's made sure that he has made you aware that you basically owe him. And that's what he does to everybody. So anything I was working on with this guy almost a year ago, it was always, well, it's got to be about the drone community, the world drone community. Like, this was going to be a big name. So far, it's a flop. I mean, I think maybe 15 people at tops come watch a live event on his weekly live show on Monday nights or Sunday, whenever the hell it is. I don't watch it. I don't subscribe or anything. But he has stolen the design by Ken that Ken has worked hard on, and is selling it for profit. Now, that is complete, absolute bullshit. He's been called out by a few people. One is in this chat here, if you want to make your own self present, but he's threatening to sue this person for defamation of character. And that is complete bullshit as well. So here's my advice. If you have somebody like Ken that's creating stuff, you really like that design, and you want it, purchase it. If you're in another country and the shipping is outrageous, or he just doesn't, Etsy doesn't ship to you, or Ken doesn't ship to you, I understand if you want to design the same thing and you print it up for yourself. That's different. I don't know how Ken feels about that, but you taking something that somebody else created and printing it up just for yourself, I get that in certain situations. Selling it, taking it and selling it for profit is complete bullshit, and you're a complete snake. And so my word of advice is, yes, that is Maddie. Maddie is the one that he said he would, Maddie is the one that he said he would sue for defamation of character. It's a idle threat. And if people take my advice on how to deal with Robbie, he's going to have to sue a lot of people for defamation of character, including myself, Ken, and anybody else that takes my advice. If you are a subscriber to one of his channels, he's got 3 of them, unsubscribe. If you are a friend of his on Facebook, block him. If you are in any group that he has created and affiliated with, get out of it. Block the group. If you are in a group that is dumb enough to have him as a moderator or an admin, make sure you share your concerns with the person who created that group. What I'm saying is, push yourself far away from this guy. He does not deserve to be in the community. Everything that comes out of his mouth is a fucking lie and complete bullshit on just so he can make money. Everything will be so he can make money. He lies to everybody, says he's got these drones 2 weeks before anybody else. Like DJI sends them to him, or he can buy them before DJI. I think what he had for this one was actually just a store sample from somebody that he suckered into letting him borrow it or something. I didn't watch. I didn't see this. I just hear rumors from other people. Most people can sniff out his bullshit, but I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because I don't want to put that much energy into him, but I just want to make it clear to everybody. Put your radar on and pay attention. But if you believe me and what I'm telling you and Maddie's backing up, just ban yourself far away from the guy. Completely block him. He's just not worth it. Eddie, you're in here. You know it. A bunch of you probably know it if you're friends with Ken. The guy completely just stole from Ken. He's a crook. He stole from him, and now he's making profit off of it, and is selling it on a website. So that's proof. I'm not going to share anything to help promote that for him. Anybody in other countries, it might be more convenient for you to buy from him, but I hope you have morals and you don't do that. I hope you do not support this kind of behavior, because this is not what the community needs. So, another thing I'm going to say is, and I don't want to throw other people's names out there that he's done this kind of stuff with, but here's an example. There was a meetup, and he supplied a new drone as a giveaway. He was not at this meetup, but it was a drone meetup, and he completely just kind of just rubbed the person who created this meetup. He kind of just constantly grinded into him, hey, you forget I gave you a drone for your meetup, and just wanting a payback from this guy constantly, like he owes him something. That's the kind of shit he does. He says he announced that he's making this big trailer and putting everybody's channel logos on this trailer, and anybody can use this trailer for free and take it to a drone meet and sell your shirts and your anything you want. It's a lie. It's a flat out fucking lie. He does not have this trailer. It's a picture of a trailer that he got from a auto trader probably, and has people believing that he's going to let you take this trailer anywhere you want in the United States for free. It's a complete lie. Everything about him is a complete lie. So, Mr. Gray from his little world drone community, guys, just block him. Show him he is not welcome in this community, and I'm not even close to the community he's in because of stuff like this. If I see bullshit and I call it out, I actually get cast aside. But now I can say I told you so. You believe me, you believe Ken, Eddie, Maddie. I think enough said. So I think that's enough said on the whole topic. So here's to brotherly love. Support the people in your drone community. Support somebody who's actually doing something for you in the community. How many of you watching this now or watching in the future have just gotten something free that he has created, that he's just given to you? I know I have. The slick sticks, I got those free from him, and I'm very appreciative of that. That's not why I'm backing him up now. I'm backing him up because this is complete bullshit. I would back up any one of you if somebody was doing this to you. So let's leave it at that. Let's have a drink to Ken and your wonderful creations on the DJI Avata and other stuff that you do. I really wish you made foam for these frickin' goggles, because I hate them. That's one thing I'm going to talk about, is I hate these new goggles. But here's to you, buddy. All right. I really do not like doing this solo at all. You know what? You deserve... Eddie, you deserve a free drone. Anytime a new drone comes out and Ken's a dealer, has it for sale or whatever, you deserve a free drone every time. Only because you have to work with Ken. You have to do a weekly show with Ken. So I think you'd really deserve some payment for your mental state and stuff like that. So, no, just kidding about the whole thing, guys. Fuck Ken. No, I'm just kidding. I like Ken. I don't get to watch his lives because of the hour and what time I end up going to bed and everything. But one other thing before we get into the Avata, I'm going to recognize early comers, and I'm going to just kind of scroll through the chat. I'm going to keep this easy. I'm going to scroll through the chat and then do me a oh, look here. Look, Mr. Hare is here. Oh, good. He's going to make it. So I'm going to randomly just run my mouse without looking down the list of chat, and I'm going to give somebody a prize. I like this. This isn't the trash I gave out last week. I'll wait before I pull it off the shelf. It's not the trash I gave out 2 weeks ago. This is something I really like. I like the drone mask. You guys know I like the drone mask. I use it as often as I can. I just put out a video with it. Go check that out if you haven't, where I'm flying the DJI Mini 2 with it. But I'm going to get my finger over the chat, and I'm just going to scroll down. And I'm going to, hold on. Let me scroll down to the bottom. And actually, I should scroll up higher, because for you guys that came in, yeah, I'm going to go up to the top here. So let's scroll around and click. Eric Lipinski, and I know you on Facebook. So yeah, drone mask for you, brand new. It's still in the plastic. You can see it shining. Do you have it? Let me know if you have it, Eric. You actually weren't in here early, so I did say this is for the early birds, but actually, you're here regularly. I see you regularly, and let me know if you have it. I was really worried that I was going to click on Maddie, because Maddie wins everything, and actually, I think he's been on a dry streak. No, I do, but definitely wanted it. Well, then that's perfect. You're going to get it. So message me on Facebook later on tonight or tomorrow. Give me your address, and I'll ship it to you. So I'm glad that it's going to you, because you are somebody who does show up here pretty regularly, and you support my channel. And from what I see of you on Facebook, you're an all-around good guy. So I kind of want to wait for Chad, since he said he's going to make it. I wonder how long. Chad, how long? He's probably not paying attention. Before I get into anything else. So if you guys want to run, I'm going to run through the chat. If you guys want to I didn't really pay attention to the chat when I was going through my rant about Robbie. But I mean it, guys. Really, pay attention to this guy. No love from me whatsoever. I didn't totally dislike the guy. I just had a distaste from his dishonesty. I could not attach myself to that, so I broke away from it. But then once I started seeing lies and things like that, especially when he went on Half Chrome and he sat there live with them as a guest, lying to their face that he had a drone that wasn't even released yet, but would not show it. And said he was going to save it for his channel, and then really does nothing on his channel. So, excuse me, I'm burping up my beer. But really, guys, I do hope that you'll, if you're friends with this guy, or if you're unaware that you're in one of his groups, or if you're a subscriber to his channel, ban yourself from that shit. Just let him feel it. Let him feel what it's like to be a prick, and what the repercussions of something like that is. And Ken also have a very nasty mouth. That's why I like Ken, though. He's real. He's real. If you sit here in a conversation with me and we're talking back and forth, you're going to hear the F-bomb being thrown occasionally. Often at work, I'll be talking to my boss and some of the other guys, and my boss will say, now, do you have to say that sentence with the F word, or can you say that sentence without the F word? And my answer is usually, no, I can't. So don't judge somebody by the way they talk. I don't know if you were I didn't go up and read what you were saying before that. Robbie Gray is the liquid that dribbles out of dumpsters when they are dumped. Nothing needs to be added to that. Adrian's stream 3 weeks ago, we asked him to see the Avata. He said not till his show Monday night. And am I correct that he showed a Avata that was like a store sample? It said sample on it or something like that. Like it couldn't even be activated and flown. That's what I heard. That's what I heard in the grapevine. So I don't know. You guys can't take anything the guy says. Like he'll come on his live and maybe he'll talk about this. I don't know. And then this is where he'll spin it and say, oh, well, Chris said this in the past, or Chris said this about this person. And you know what? Maybe I did say something about you. You know, if he says I said something about you, maybe I did. Some of you, I mean, I'll give you an example. Maddie, when I first met you, I wasn't crazy about you. I didn't know you. Like I was like, this guy, I don't know. Took a little bit for you to grow on me, and then unfortunately I like you. But I think I kind of make that aware because I'm standoffish from people until I actually like them. So I see somebody sitting in the waiting here. He actually made it, and he looks like he got a haircut. So yeah, I'm going to just bring this guy in here, and he needs no introduction, but I'll give him one. He's got long, luscious hair, or had long, luscious hair. He's a fine-looking young man, and I don't mean that in a gay way whatsoever. Nothing wrong with that. But he is my buddy, Chad B. What up?
Hey,
Let
man.
me put on my
What's happening?
earbuds now. Shit.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me, bro?
See, I wasn't ready for you.
Okay. Check, microphone check. Am I good?
Yeah.
Am I too loud?
Yeah, I just got to get rid of the echo. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
At least to me, you are.
All right.
I can hear you all right.
What's going on, everyone? Good evening.
But I got to get rid of my echo because I wasn't expecting you.
Oh.
All right, I'm good.
Okay. I was just
All
making
right,
sure I'm not too
so
loud, am I?
now, so did you even get to eat? Did they even serve you?
Yeah. We waited longer than we actually ate. So, yeah, it was total 30 minutes. And it was literally, I can count on one hand how many customers were in there. And we just took forever. I mean, the waiter, of course, blamed it on the cook, but
Yeah, that's today's typical service, buddy.
yeah.
Especially if they're younger. Sorry, that's just the way
But
it
it,
is.
but it's an issue with that IHOP. We went to IHOP after the soccer
The
game, so
the one on 234.
no, the one on Holy.
Oh, okay. All right, so you've missed my little rant about Mr. Gray
Yeah, I
and
kind of
his
figured that's what you were talking about.
his thieving of original DoBo's designs.
Hmm.
I actually should have wore the DoBo shirt tonight. Why didn't I do that?
Hmm.
This was, I got the beer, the brotherly love, in honor of him, and showing support for him, and went over that whole rant. Encouraged everybody, just get away from that guy. And then I haven't gotten onto the Avata or anything like that because I wanted to wait for you. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and get into that. But before we do, because I feel like that will be the end all topic, just talking about that. But just the other thing, if you're interested, I could care really less because I've already made my camera investment. But if you're interested in it, or if anybody in the chat's excited about it, just throw it up there. If it doesn't bring much attention, I'm going to move on. But the Osmo Action 3, back to the old original Osmo Action style. I've put very little interest into it just because I bought the Action 2 after I broke my
Just
Osmo,
recently, right?
my original one. Yeah. So since I destroyed my original one's lens, I went on to the Action 2 instead of waiting for the 3 because I just needed something.
Hmm.
But I don't know that it's showing a whole lot of excitement out there, other than maybe for some of the FPV guys, maybe they want to strip her down, make her naked, and throw her on their FPV quads and destroy it, which is why I wouldn't do it. But thank you, Kirk. Thank you very much. He got one of my shirts. I got some new ideas for shirt designs coming up here. So maybe I'll start another campaign. You can buy them anytime, but when I do a campaign, you'll get them faster. I think it is how it works. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But move on from that because I really don't think that's a hot topic. Remote ID. I was actually kind of expecting to hear that we would have, say, maybe this drone and the newest drones, we would have it in an upcoming update or what have it. I was kind of expecting to hear that, but I was actually surprised by the full list. What is it, 6 or 7 DJI drones that
Yeah.
have met the expectations or the standards and are remote ID compliant, or at least at the time will just require the firmware update, which I'm sure there will be a few updates because the FAA, I mean, it feels like DJI is ahead of the FAA at this point, since they've delayed it and everything.
But the Avata is one on the list, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
The
It's
newest,
pretty much
basically the
latest
newest.
drone.
Yes,
Yeah, the latest
basically
drones.
the newest. So that's the Mini 3, the Mavic Pro 3 or 3 Pro. I don't know if DJI FPV was on that.
Yeah, I didn't see that. The Air 2S.
Air 2S was on it,
Was the Mini 2 on there?
and then their big commercial users.
Inspire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that has to be on there.
yeah, for sure. I mean, if you don't make that one compliant, you're stupid, because I mean that's what that's a big part of this remote ID is commercial.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean,
yeah, the
if we
M3,
didn't have such an interest in commercial, we wouldn't have I don't even think we'd be entertaining the thought of remote ID.
Yeah,
And I'm
exactly.
talking about mainly like Amazons and stuff like that who came along and effed it all up for us all.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Air 2 is on that, is it?
The Air 2S is on there. I thought I
Right.
saw
I
that.
don't think the Air 2 is on it, Patrick.
Oh, okay.
He was asking.
Someone,
You can
Eric.
quickly just look it up by just typing in that as a search, and you'll find the list of it's 6 or 7 drones.
So you have a question from
it
Eric
already
Von
says
Nostrum.
not on the list. Where, Eric? Can you briefly? I can't briefly explain it because I mean, there's nothing fully in front of us. I have a feeling whatever they originally had laid out for remote ID. I mean, I can briefly explain what I know about it, but whatever they had laid out for us in remote ID, I feel like it's going to change a little bit. I feel like the FAA has gotten in a little over their heads on this. Maybe it's app programming the app, something's going to make this to where it's just going to be a clusterfuck in the beginning is where I'm getting at. I think that it's going to be a buggy start with this, and maybe that's why they're also doing delays. But basically what it is, it's you're going to have an app where you can see where drones are. Your drone is going to transmit that remote ID, your location where the drone is, and then where you are on the ground with your controller. So you'll be transmitting a signal from here and your drone, and anybody, and this is the biggest beef and argument, anybody can have this app and know where you are. So if it's known, hey, Chris is out flying a $10,000 drone all by himself out in the middle of nowhere, let's go rob his ass and steal his drone. Stuff like that, I think, is the big concern with that portion of the remote ID. But basically, it's just keeping an eye of everybody up in the sky. If you do break rules and do something, then they've got the
Tracking data.
the data there to bust your ass instead of saying, like I do, you can't see me on the sticks,
Exactly.
So I'm going to have to get a little more creative, I guess. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. What it's going to actually turn out to be in full in the end, I don't know. But I predict it's going to start out as a complete shit show. They'll have another stall and delay, and I don't think it's going to be some well tested smooth start transition. That's pretty much what I think about or know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for spotting that question there, chat. That's why I need you in here.
Okay, just give me a second though. I got to do something real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
All right. So yeah, I'm seeing everybody's updates on it about the delay, blah 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 blah. So I think that answered him enough though. So. But that was all I wanted to speak about with the remote IDs. Just bring up that they have been listed or listed their drones that are remote ID compliant or going or should be, as long as FAA doesn't make big changes on them to where DJI has to now go back to the drawing board and do things. I haven't heard of any other companies that are compliant, so I don't know what's going to happen with Alltel and stuff like that if they're compliant. But let's go on to the Avata. And Chad does not have it. Chad is going to get it. Chad's working hard on becoming a Avata pilot. And how are you doing that, Chad?
Via simulator. I've been on a simulator for the last couple days, and I want to go straight into manual mode. I don't want to mess. Well, of course, I want to mess with the normal and sport mode, but I just want to know how to actually fly in acro before I get the Avata. And I went as far as to just get the remote first.
Woohoo!
And practice on a simulator.
No, that was very smart. Very smart to grab a hold of that remote first until they sell out on the motion controller and then make that part of the package.
Yeah. So when it came available,
that's gonna happen.
I got the email. I got the email as soon as it came available, and I ordered it right away. And so I've been practicing on a simulator, man. I'm well.
You
You've seen
better
the
watch what
footage,
you say, because whatever you say, we're
yeah.
going to expect to see this in video.
Well, I don't know how the simulator translates over to real world flying. So we'll see how that
For
goes.
me, it sucked. Like,
Oh,
and
really?
I already told you this. On the simulator, I was like, I was done with it. Sorry I even purchased it. And then just went out and started flying my Nazgul, and realized it was a completely different world for me on the simulator versus real life.
Mm.
Now, I'm I'm gonna flat out tell you I suck as far as trying to get into any manual freestyle maneuvers and flipping. I can do a
Mm-hmm.
roll. My flips get really kind of sloppy and panicky to where I get real close to the ground and just kind of nail it straight up to
Oh,
grab
yeah.
altitude. I panic.
Yeah.
I'm more into just trying to get into the tight spaces like any guy,
Yeah.
and try to sliver my way through the trees and things like that.
Mm.
I want to get into tighter spaces. I see some of these guys go into these treetops where it's like, you have no path, dude. You're in trouble, and
Yeah, right.
you see them just kind of thread the needle the whole way, and it's like,
Just
how do
drop
you
through.
even? Yeah, I don't know how they even do it,
Yeah.
but that's where my attention is. And just I like just kind of whipping around real fast and just staying low, and not doing anything, not doing all the flips. Anybody that
Yeah.
just does nothing but the flips and stuff in their videos, I get off the video. I'm not into it.
Yeah.
I click away and move on to another one.
Well, there's a time and place for that. I mean, as far as like doing the tricks. I mean, if you want to go out, have some fun, hanging with a bunch of people and showing off the little
Yeah,
tricks. But then,
yeah.
if you're doing a video, I mean, it depends on what kind of creator you are. Like for
And that's why
us,
I was glad they came out with this, because I
yeah.
mean that's really not what this is all about. So
Hmm.
I'm much more excited for this than I was the DJI FPV, because I just knew when I got the DJI FPV I was never going to enter that world.
Hmm.
I stay maximum sport mode. That's it. So I'm not going
Yeah.
to crash it up and break it. I bought a crash kit for it, just like I did the Avata, and I've never had to use it because I won't push it. I don't want to destroy that quad. I enjoy flying it the way I fly it, which is more what this is made for. So I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this. I've only flown this, and you know all this, but I've only flown it 3 times. Haven't done any content on it. Um, I only had the one battery, but yesterday my other 2 batteries came, so I updated them today. So I'm all set there, and I've got my crash kit and my accessories. I'll pull those out and show you guys. But looking at my face and your face, I'm wondering how you're going to be with the new goggles. Now you can. I think that you're going. I think we can say you're going to have that light on the back
Mm.
side. I mean, this
Mm.
thing, I don't like it at all. I cannot use it whatsoever, and it's all due to the way it fits on my face. Um, I can get it in focus enough to where I can see, but I can't totally read my information on the screen.
Yeah.
But if you look, I mean, you can see this is how much it rocks on my face.
Uh, yeah.
That's a
That might be
lot.
because of
So,
your nose. You think that's because of your
well,
nose?
yeah. I mean, what are you trying to say? You got a bigger fucking nose than I do, dude.
No, my nose is wider. Yours is longer. Mine's a little bit wider.
Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, it's touching my cheeks. It's on
Mm.
my cheeks here, on the bottom
Okay.
down here. So it starts about right here and it comes up here. Now, I mean, yeah, I
Mm.
do have a narrower face. I don't have. We all know this was made for Chinese faces. The model for these goggles, and I'm not being. People take this the wrong way. I'm not being racist or anything, but the model for these goggles was a flat faced Chinese face. That is the typical Chinese face. It's a flatter, wider face than at least what a lot of us Americans have. We're little, unless you're a heavier guy or a bigger guy. I'm getting myself into trouble here. Some people have fat heads, and this will work for you.
Mm.
Some of us with the little narrower heads, or for me, what I want to say is normal head, but I shouldn't. This sucks. This
Crazy.
sucks. I mean, that's a lot of movement, guys. That's a lot of light that comes in. Can you tell from the back right
Yeah,
now?
I can see you rocking it back and forth.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they're definitely going to
I
need
mean,
to
I
get
don't feel
some.
like I have a huge nose, do I?
Is
Turn your head
long.
sideways.
Can you see?
Yeah, it's flat. You just got a flat, wide nose.
Yeah. So you
Yeah, and
made.
you kind of that's kind of a Chinese nose. I mean, their noses are little, so
Hmm.
I would say my nose is definitely bigger than a Chinese nose. But I can't use them. I can't use them. I'm not going to invest in getting my lenses for my prescription until I get good foam to where I know these are comfortable on my face. Once they're comfortable on my face, I'll be able to use them and just kind of squint from time to time to be able to read my battery and all that kind of stuff. I rely on my spotter for a lot of that stuff anyhow. um, so the goggles for me completely useless. I can't use them. I cannot use them at all. And my biggest beef with this on the review end of it is I feel like so many reviewers. I'm not calling every reviewer out saying you were dishonest or anything like that, but some reviewers had to have the same issue and just didn't make much of a deal about it. And you know how I feel about that. If there is an issue with a product that you need to make a bigger issue of to get them to make a change, by all means do it. You're not going to ever get any change if you don't do what you're supposed to do and also review the product honestly and just say, look, DJI, you need to fix this shit. So what DJI needs to do is this foam. I forgot where the snap is. There it is. This foam that comes on here, give us the option of 3 sizes: a real thick, a medium, and then the standard. Let us add that into our cart as a separate item if need be, and have to pay 15. I'll pay 15-20 bucks for it.
I think if they make it thicker, I think it'll suit everybody. I don't think it would make a difference for people.
Maybe
Other.
it might add too much light for people's nose, but I mean,
Mhm.
I think they definitely need to. It's like putting a camera drone out with no ND filters even planned yet. You shouldn't rely on let's give them their plug. You should not rely on Freewell to be the one to make all your filters. You should, when you put out a camera drone, you should already have ND filters made for that drone. Even if you're using a third party, most people, that's what they're doing. And then have that option to have that when you purchase the drone. I hate buying a drone and having to wait. This is why I get mad when people don't make a big deal of it, because you're spending a lot of money. So now I've got something where I have to wait for foam. I cannot use it because I have to wait for foam, and it's delaying my time of when I'm going to do my prescription lenses for it.
So no one has come out with a foam yet. I mean,
No,
it's
I
been like
check regularly.
3 weeks.
Trust me, because right now I'm using these, and I love these. I mean, I'm very happy with these. I can wear them with my glasses. I prefer not to use these glasses because they squeeze real tight, but I got basically the same type of glasses. I wore them on our last live. They're just a little smaller on my face, and they aren't bifocal. They're made for close up. They work best with this, but I can just do it with these glasses, and I can still see the battery and all that. So,
Okay.
I mean, this is the regular foam. My other foam, I delaminated the Velcro on it, but I have a little bit of light, but I mean, it doesn't, here, you can see, like there's a little bit right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as long as I don't have the sun directly behind me, that's not going to bug me at all anyhow. And you don't hear me talking all nasally or anything like that. So these are my go-tos. These are what's bound to it. This is what I've been using. I tried the other ones one time, and I don't have the prescription lenses in this. All I do is I take it down, I think, to 90%. You can adjust your screen size from 100% down. I take it down to 90%. That little outer edge that normally would be blurry isn't blurry anymore, and I don't need to squint my eyes or anything. I can wear these glasses or my other glasses.
Oh, okay.
So, and then of course, I'm using this, not this, and that's my other bitch.
You don't like that?
We all know why they're selling this, and this is going to be part. Anybody who's waiting. It's probably going to piss you off when the time comes for you to buy one. You're probably going to have this as an option now. It's probably going to be standard, and you're going to have two of these. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, nobody's going to want to buy it because everybody's already got one. Because everybody's been buying them like crazy right now.
Lon said the wand is pretty good. It works.
The motion controller?
Yeah.
This is good if you want to just this isn't good for at least for me, this isn't good for going out in your little bit of a further range, and I definitely wouldn't be going in and out of the tight branches and things like that with it. For me, this is where all the enjoyment happens right here. This is where you have more accurate. There are a slim few that say this is the only thing they want and this is the only thing they use. It's preference. It's whoever likes it and doesn't like it. That's your thing. But a majority of people are going with this. They're not going with that. That's more of your sit in the backyard. Like I said a couple weeks ago when we did our live, sit there on the back patio and show your friends.
Yeah.
Let the kids try it. Let the wife try it. It's. I'm not seeing anything like really thrilling with it on YouTube to where I'm like, wow, you're really doing that with that motion controller. You've already seen it also with the DJI FPV. You've seen people use it with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if Lon's done. Lon, have you done anything with it on your channel? Does Lon have a channel?
Yeah, he does.
Sorry, Lon, I don't watch anything on your channel. But yeah, Lon, if you're using it and you can make me go wow, and you have any videos, let me know. I'll check them out.
Was it Stewart and Alana?
Oh, the head tracking. Someone just said.
Yeah, Stewart and Alana. You ever watched that channel? It used to be I forgot the name. He changed the name to both their names, but it's Stewart and Alana.
Oh, okay.
Ireland.
Okay.
Ireland. Yeah, he has a video out there with the motion whatever thing, using head tracking and stuff. He was able to do some decent moves, kind of simulated a dive and stuff like that, but it's kind of limited.
Right.
Yeah,
and what's the biggest thing people are doing with the head tracking? They're showing you their shorts going, and 30,000 views later,
Yeah.
It's another, to me, the head tracking. It's another cool little thing that you'll try and you'll play with a little bit, but you're gonna put it in your back pocket. You're not gonna use that. My point is, this is what you're gonna utilize. This is what you're gonna fully utilize a majority of your time. At least for me, I think I think it's very safe to say the majority. Lon, if you were sitting here saying, "Hey, I love this. This is what I use most of the time," I would say you were in the minority. That's just my opinion. But enough on that. Just show you real quick what all goodies I got for mine. Of course, I got my extra props and reached out to Master Airscrew to see if they have plans on making props for it. Just because I'm always interested to test or play with whatever they have. So no word on that yet, but I'm pretty sure they will. And then I bought the upper frame, and then I bought the propeller guard as well. So I'm not going to be as careful with this because I know that I can get away with more on this than I can the DJI FPV as far as the way I fly. I'm not going to be as careful flying through some gaps and things like that with it.
Yeah.
I really have to find a place that I can just go to every time and fly. Mr. Dono's here. Mr. DoBo's here himself. Thank you very much, Ken. You did not even have to do that, man.
Super chat.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Everybody else in this room is a cheapskate. But thanks, Ken. I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll catch on the replay what we were talking about. But today's beer, Ken, I chose for you. It's called Brotherly Love, and watch the replay and catch the beginning of the show, and you should enjoy that. And if you need anything from me, let me know. But go ahead.
Corey has he got the Avata.
I think you told me that.
Did I tell you that? Oh,
you need to meet up with him. Did he get the new goggles?
I don't know. I know he has the
Ask
DJI
him if he got the
FPV.
new goggles, and you should meet up with him. And I really want to know how you feel about the goggles, how they fit your face.
Yeah. Corey,
See,
can you
like
answer that question?
Ken said the same thing. He's got some light coming through in his video. He mentioned it, but it's not real bad on him. So maybe his nose, maybe it is all in my nose. Maybe I just have I have to go get
a honker.
I'm gonna go get a nose job.
But Corey said no.
Don't
because I know
nose
he
shame me.
He had the DJI FPV, so he has the goggles already.
Okay.
The old goggles.
Okay, so he bought just the standalone only.
Yeah.
And then
he said he was about to cancel, and then they just magically shipped
well,
it.
that's what I bought. I bought the standalone, and then they said the end of October, and I was like, all right, forget it. I'm done. I'll wait for Best Buy because I know they'll have it sooner. So I canceled my order, and then it was however many days later, I went ahead and ordered through Best Buy, and then boom, it showed up, and they said, come pick it up. So yeah.
So the flying that you did with it, where did you take it? Did you take it to the?
We have this little place where they go and do these like wine events. It's a park. But what they've done is they've taken a big piece of land, and they've basically the public has taken ownership of it as far as keeping it up. They put a greenhouse on it. They do a lot of wine tasting and stuff there. It's totally flat, and it's just got miscellaneous trees everywhere, and they're all like small Cleveland pear trees. That don't grow real big, and you can't really go through the branches or anything on them, but you can whiz around through them and fly low because it's nice and flat. The river, which is made of a concrete channel. I don't know if you've ever seen that in my videos, but it's just a concrete channel. It runs beside it, so you can dip down in it and ride it if you want to, and then pop back up and come out. So I've been flying there, but here's the problem. Oh, there's the man of the hour himself. Maddie, you can take it upon yourself, because I think he's here mainly just to bring pleasure, to show his face and try to make you feel uncomfortable, since you're going to sue him, Robbie. But Maddie, if you don't want him in here, I took Maddie's wrench away. I don't know if you saw that, but I took Maddie's wrench away early on in the show because he was fucking with me, telling me that I had no volume whatsoever. So Maddie, you've got your moderator wrench back, and since the man himself has threatened to sue you for defamation of character, I'll leave it up to you if you wanna stick your boot up his fucking ass if you want to.
Defamation.
Robbie, you're a little bit late because we were talking about what a crook you are, stealing other people's ideas because you can't come up with them on your own. So leave it at that. I don't want to let him be a big distraction. So Maddie, if need be, knock his ass out. Get some shit on your boots. But Eddie's kind of got a point. Don't ban him. Let's hear what he has to say in the chat. So
live at 5. What do you have to say?
Oh, I was going to say that's not him, dude. He doesn't do live at 5. No. Yeah. Ken woke
Inquiring
up.
minds want to know.
Yeah, Ken woke up. We should send Robbie a link. Robbie, you want to join in? Oh yeah, Ken doesn't have a wrench. Oh, Ken does. Well, we'll leave it up to Ken. Whatever he wants to do with him, let him do it. Ken, you got your wrench. Give me a fucking wrench. Oh, guys, listen. Take my advice once again. This is how I started the show, and I'm going to end it this way, but I'm going to say it now. If you are a subscriber on any of Robbie's channels, get out. If you're a friend of his on Facebook, get out. If you're on any group he's associated in, meaning he started it or he's a moderator or whatever in it, get out. Stand with your community here. One of them, the main person we're talking about is right here, Ken. And everybody else that's in this community. Stand behind them and support them. Normally when I do this kind of stuff, I get pushed aside and nobody stands behind me or backs me up on it. But I think this is a different situation. I've called Robbie out before and nobody stood behind me, and I got kind of pushed aside as far as just ignore what he's saying. I hope you don't do that in this situation here. So I think he really just wanted to come in and say, hey, Maddie, to kind of shake Maddie since he's threatening Maddie. But yeah, he's still playing around.
Hey, Akash.
He has nothing else to say. So, I mean, he's not defending his guilt. But I'm going to... Who the fuck is Robbie? He's nobody. He's nobody wanting to be somebody and using everybody he can to try and be somebody. But I'm not even going to get distracted with him. Anybody that he's sitting here saying hello to, make sure you acknowledge it by disassociating yourself from him. Whether he's done something to you or not, I hope you support somebody who has probably done a hell of a lot more for you over the years than he ever has. So, yeah, Robbie Gay. That's who I'm talking about. Robbie Gay, Jake's Drone Life. So, with that being said, I also got my I have to say this for Tony, my free well filters. Thank you, Tony, for sending me my free well filters.
Link will be in the description.
The link will be in the description. No, I really do appreciate this. I don't think Freewell knows how much I appreciate this, and I don't even give them enough justice in my reviews of their filters. Like, I don't put in enough effort that I probably should. And I said 2 weeks ago, they'll probably never send me filters again. Well, they sent me filters for the Avata, and I'm very happy to have those. So, that's my whole kit that I have now. All I need is a case. So I've reached out to a couple people for cases, hoping to get a decent hard case for it. And because the soft cases all suck. Every soft case, I generally like to go to that, the type of case I always buy, like the medium. It's soft but firm. Everything just sounds wrong when I say it, but
yeah, soft but firm, but moist. Moist.
You're going there, not me.
No, that word "moist" is like the most uncomfortable word.
No, penetration.
When it's coming from Ken Heron, yeah.
Yeah, when certain people talk about penetration, it totally fucks me all up. This thing gets great penetration, or it gives great penetration. But I reached out to a couple cases, Skyreet and was it Sky RC or what? Start RC, is that it? Start RC.
I think that's
they have some nice hard cases that I really liked, and it's because they allow room for two options. They were smart enough to leave room. It's a small cutout, and then you can take the larger cutout from that and use this. What I don't like is no case ever makes it so you can keep your antennas on. I do not like to take these on and off, on and off, on and off. This kind of stuff, it's just brass. They will wear eventually if you're a heavy user on something like this. It's like the old RCs, taking your antennas off and on all the time. Eventually that can wear. So I do like a case where they leave you a room for this and make it deep enough to where these are protected and you're not going to break them. The other thing that everybody was doing in the beginning making their cases is they were only making room for this. You had nowhere to put this because they don't know about the product. They don't follow the product and say, well, this will be the thing that most people will use, or this will be a package later. It's like they just get their first glimpse and make a case on it. Somehow they get models and whatever to make the proportions and all fit right. But they need to communicate. Will there be anything else you can use with this? Try to get a feel for it and see what would be best to make the case. So anyhow, they provided a space actually for both of these in the case, in the two cases that I chose. And they're usually the ones that come out pretty quick with stuff. So they're also who I'm kind of watching to see if they come out with foam. I just really wish somebody would hurry up with the foam. So,
what about GPC cases? I've seen that in the chat right now.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've looked at so many. I don't remember what GPC's looks like. I don't remember what theirs looks like, but it's when I'm going to make a note and take a look and see what theirs looks like.
And how much are those cases that you were talking about?
Mine are all definitely like in the $80 range.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll check out GPC. GPC. But I've never worked with them either, so that's the whole thing of begging a little harder for them to send me a product where I've worked with these other two companies. So I feel like they'll either just flat out say yes or they'll say no, and where GPC might ignore me. But yeah, I'll check them out.
So a quick question, right? Going back to the Avata. What kind of content?
I'm not that picky though. It doesn't have to be. It just has to. If you've seen the other cases like Drone Pit Stop and stuff like that I use, they're not a super hard case or anything. They just have to fit my needs. As long as it holds all that stuff and more batteries, then I'm perfectly good with it. It doesn't need to have a vacuum seal lock or release on it or locks. It just needs to be able to have a handle, not fly open when I carry it, and I don't need it to be gorilla proof or anything like that. So I don't know how much those cases are, but if they're like $150 or something like that, I'd rather go with something.
I see $250.
Are they?
That's what Lon is saying.
Yeah.
The larger case is $250.
The larger case is $250. So then you're probably over $150 for if they have a second option that's a little smaller. But yeah, I'm not going to put my money in that. I'll go buy another Flymore for that. Almost 270 something, 277 I think it was, 278. So I'll go
if I can somehow get it into my camera bag, I'll be good with that. I mean, I really don't like carrying those cases around, but
that's why I like the softer cases, because they're lighter and they are compact. You buy a mini drone, you want to stick with that portability, keep it small, but then you see these people get the full-size cases for a mini drone.
Yeah.
So smaller is 190. Yeah, see, that's not going to be my audience. My audience isn't going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to jump all over that. They're going to be more interested in what I'm interested in if I were buying it, which is going to be the $80 case. So,
well, I think you need to buy something for that. I mean,
definitely. I mean, there's too much to carry.
It's too much to carry.
I've made my own for the DJI FPV. Made my own as far as plucking out the foam pieces that you do, and then you spray seal them. So I've always used that. Never was crazy about it, but it worked for me, and that's all it needs to do. It needs to hold everything I have. It needs to work for me and not break anything. And with that, I allowed myself to keep these antennas on. So I like that a lot. That just one of the Harbor Freight cases is what it is. So
yeah.
And I did have to go to a bigger case than I normally would, just because I wanted to make it to where I had the depth to hold keep the antennas in place. I didn't want to be taking the antennas off all the time. Something like this, I could get a smaller Harbor Freight if I did my own.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, but like when you when it comes to making angles, when you're pulling out that foam, you get this like, it's kind of like a video game from the 80s where everything was like
pixelated type.
Well, yeah, so you don't have that. If you have something with legs, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be it looks really goofy. So, and then sometimes you end up having to take out more foam than you need to in some cases, some situations, and then you don't get that snug fit. Yeah, you need a laser cutter. But yeah, so that's everything I have in my my little deal for the Avata, and then I just need to get out there and do content with it. I definitely want to do more than I did. I didn't really give the DJI FPV any time just because I figured nobody's going to watch what I'm doing with it. Everybody's out there doing these great things with it. I'm not doing these things. So I only put out, I think, 2 videos for the DJI FPV. But the Avata, you're really seeing a lot of beginners. You're seeing a lot of old guys getting it. And they're going to be probably flyers like me. So I feel like if I put out the content, some people will watch anyhow. So.
Mm-hmm. And that leads me to this question. Like, what kind of, I know with, like, say the GPS drones, you can do a lot of content with that because it has all these features, all these,
what's he, what did you say that we miss? I feel like Patrick Swayze on Ghost. No one can fucking hear me.
Oh, what is he saying?
I don't know.
He wants a wrench?
No, I'm looking to see what he said prior. And why don't I have one? Oh, so you did see what he said. I want a wrench. All right, man, I'll give. I mean, anybody that wants one that bad, I mean, he's put in the work for it. Don't you agree?
I guess so.
And he's a regular.
What are the requirements?
And he's a regular. He's a good supporter. So,
okay.
Yeah. But I've been locked in comments and not scrolling through them. I've been locked up at the top or in the middle, and I didn't scroll through until that came up. So I'm sorry I didn't see your other comments, buddy. But you got your wrench now, man. So take it easy. It's not the one bullet, the one Barney Fife bullet. It's, you got to be careful with that thing. You can't just go start pulling the trigger and jerking people out of here. But if the first person I would say to block would be Lon Denard. Get rid of Lon. And see, Lon, I have to tell you, I'm kidding with you because you take me the wrong way quite often. So I'm joking with you, Lon. But no, seriously, kick Lon out. I just want to be loved. All right. So is there anything you want to get into? Because I'm over an hour, and I don't really think I'm going to go a whole lot longer to where I'm going to do that hour cut and edit it out. I think we'll
real quick.
Get into like an hour and 15 minutes and be done here.
So yeah, like I was saying, as far as the content for the Avata, I know with the GPS drones, they have all the smart features and all. There's a lot of content that you can create with that. But as far as the Avata, what do you think? Is just pretty much just like footage. I mean, everyone and their mom has already done like tutorials on it, but I don't think it would hurt if you do another one. But what other content can you actually get out of that other than just?
It would be just sharing your experience.
Yeah, and that's all.
This is how I fly it. This is where I like to fly. This is what I like to do. This is how I like to sit. This is the beer I like to drink while I'm flying it without my spotter. Things like that.
Yeah.
You have to put out your public messages to everybody and make sure that you either lie to them and say you have a spotter or be honest and say you don't have a spotter. Things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas my last flight wearing goggles, I flat out said I don't have goggles, and if it offends you or bothers you, just go ahead and turn me in and send them my way. I really don't think they care about the flight I was having there at my little bench in the park.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, there's nothing else. I don't know if I have anything. I mean, I didn't come. It was last minute, so I didn't come prepared with anything anyway. But I've just been watching a lot of Avata, what do you call it? Videos.
mhm.
Some mainstream, some not so mainstream people. Just trying to look at people. The average Joe flying it and seeing how it handles the footage and everything, and how other people are using it and how they're enjoying it. So, you know, I mean, I do want to get it. I'm definitely most likely going to get it. I'm like very tempted to get it like really soon because I know there's a Best Buy near me that actually has them in stock, and I don't know for how long, but uh, and I think I'm pretty much, I also want to try out the manual mode since I've been doing this simulator for a little while. So,
I'm interested to see you in that.
hmm
I mean, it's easier in this. I would like to see you
thanks, Pat.
in. I would like to see you in in a real a real FPV quad in freestyle and see if you're as
See,
terrible as I am. Or my problem is, and here's where it's just going to sound bad. I'm either up or down, up or down, up or down.
mm,
I can never like. I'm just really wavy in my flights,
mm.
keeping that sticks, and a lot
So
of
how
that
do
is
you?
also my not being a good tuner. I can't go and tune it. I've gone back to the rates that I had originally from iFlight on my Nazgul.
Mm,
I tried going by what other people said, but that's like going by what people say on camera settings. What works for them doesn't work for me and
yeah.
my style and my reaction time and all that. Um, it's hard. For me,
So
it's hard.
are you pinching or thumbing?
I couldn't thumb if I tried.
So you got to pinch it. Oh yeah,
I
because I
pinch.
find that a lot easier
Yeah,
to pinch
I would slip off the stick if I thumbed it and have a
with FPV.
disaster. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Now I did put my sticks back to center
Oh, oh, you
for the
did.
Nazgul.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just wanted to see if I like that better, and I kind of do. I kind of like it better than having it
Oh,
down.
having it loose.
Yeah, limp stick, limp stick.
Yeah. I also bought. I
I
just
don't
ordered
have a
some.
limp stick.
I also bought
Joel,
extended
how you
sticks for
doing?
it.
You bought what?
Some extended sticks,
I
some
have
different
those as
sticks.
well. Yeah, I have those
Yeah,
as
because
well.
these are like it's hard to pinch them because they're so damn short.
Yeah.
So and actually you get better leverage on the sticks, and it makes it a little easier to maneuver if they're longer. But yeah, I'm just waiting.
Have at it, brother. Have at it. Gotta go smoke a fat one. I don't judge. Smoke one
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
um, yeah, like Maddie's touching base on it. Throttle control is key, and Maddie's one that has it. And
hmm
as much as I hate to pay Maddie a compliment, since he's such since he's so bad in this community, he's actually getting sued. I watched. There was a video I complimented him on that he flew. He was more in a park style, and he was flying my style. He
hmm
was keeping it low, and he was just kind of zimming around, and he was just sitting there behind his van enjoying this flight. And it was my kind of flight where you just fly
hmm
around, keep it low, and just go zigzag in and out of stuff. Now, in that he was able, and I think it was his Nazgul. He was able to keep it to where it was a fairly nice steady flight. Where I'm like, you hear zipping all over the place, sound crazy.
hmm
Like I don't like you. You get enough attention from these FPV quads. I bring even more attention to that flight style because I'm like,
yeah,
well, this thumb. But you get my point.
yeah,
But yeah, that throttle control, throttle management, yes, that's and it's something that will just come to me if I did it enough. But that's just
yeah.
it. I don't do it enough. I mean, I'm so busy. I mean, I don't. I'm not like
Bro,
I'm not like, "Meh, meh, meh. You're busy. You got young kids. You get it. But I'm busy in a different way where my young kids are drones. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm over 20 drones around this in the hallway right now, all
Wow.
to be repaired, inspected, or just firmware updating and calibrating and stuff like that for a returns department. And it's like I've got to keep up with my customers as well. So I always put that aside, take them first. Like I was working on 2 today. I really didn't want to. But then, I work a 40-hour week. Of course, now I'm also grandpa, so I need to try to get my time with good old Mabel, which is 6.5 hours away. So like this upcoming weekend next week, I'll be going to Ohio. So I don't know when I'll do any Avata content. I'll be taking it with me to good old flat Ohio for sure.
Yeah.
But I also need to make sure I get all my granddaughter time in. So that takes priority over everything. But and one guy just now messaged me, Mark Watts. Yep, if you're watching right now, I got your drone. It arrived today. So that's another one. Just add it to the list. But he will be priority over the other ones because I take my regular customers or any customer sending me theirs over the returns department that can sit and wait until I get it done. But yeah, so my main point in all of that is I will be getting some content out. I just don't know when. Don't look for it anytime soon, guys. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't put anything out until I get some fall colors out here in the mountains and maybe do some nice mountain flights over the nice, beautiful fall colors, as long as I don't miss the peak season. I think that would be really nice with the Avata. So I look forward to doing that. But yeah. My next video you can see behind me, you and I talked about this. You were offered the 777 anchor.
Yeah.
I got the 555.
So they actually shipped it to you? Because I thought.
No, I originally wasn't going to do it, and because that thing's big, it's huge, it's heavy. And then after thinking about it, then I contacted them and talked about a lesser size, and they said the 555 is much better. It still weighs about as much as like a car battery, close to a car battery. But I mean, good God, guys, you can plug your household refrigerator into this thing and it'll power it. So for drone meets or something like this, thing is awesome. You could take this out there, let people plug into it as a nice little perk at a drone meetup. Let them charge your stuff. You've got 6 plugs here, and then you've got 5 USBs, and if you're out camping with it, you got a light here in the front. So yeah, but I've got to do a video on that next. That'll be my very next video, and then when I do my Avata video, it will be with the freewheel filters. So enough about that. You guys don't want to hear about all that. So I think this is a good point of ending it.
Okay.
I'm glad in that whole ordeal that Ken got to pop in here, and people can know that I'm just not flying off at the handle here and just being a drama queen. This is all real shit that Robbie has done. Also glad that Robbie popped in here because I don't know, unless you caught it, I didn't see him one time say, what are you talking about?
No,
I didn't say this. I didn't say that. He came in here to taunt. That's exactly what he was doing. He came in here to taunt. And so I rest my case. And everybody else, all you regulars, it's always great that you guys pop back in here and always show up. And what I like is I know you guys hit the bell. I know I share these links in groups so people will come watch a live, but I know a lot of people hit that link because a lot of people, the thumbs,
they like the blonde hair.
The thumbs pop up right away. Yeah, it was the thumbnail on this one.
It was the blonde hair. The Fabio look.
I didn't ask you. Did you like that? Was that a nice? Because I didn't get your permission. I just did it.
I know. I was like, okay, joke of the
I texted him and
stream.
I said, by the way, did you see the thumbnail? And he said, no. And I said, well, then I'll apologize to you now. And then I guess you probably went looking for it.
Yeah, I did. Before he even texted me back, I was like, I saw it. I showed it to Maria. She started laughing.
Patrick,
Like,
something was given away, actually. I don't know if you uh, were here for that, but actually gave something better away, at least to me. The drone mask went to Eric Lipinski.
oh, speaking of drone mask, oh, I can't say anything. That's
Yeah. I was gonna I was waiting to see where you were going, and I was gonna stop you.
right. My bad.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you offline.
I'm going to just say this. I am glad you said that. Anybody that watches my drone mask video that I put out last week, don't click the link and don't buy one. Okay? I'm just saying that right now. I love it. But don't buy it. Okay?
Right
All
now.
right, we'll leave it at that. All right. Yeah, so go ahead. Say your goodbyes. Anything
Oh,
you got anything coming up?
no, man. I still have to do my long-term review for the Mini 3. I mean, it's like all I got to do is the talking head part, but it's just, I'm just procrastinating. And plus, I'm a little busy at work, so
For a
that kind of
change.
yeah, I guess,
I'm
yeah.
just busting your balls.
And I'll be traveling out actually another week too. So I don't know when it's going to be done. It was supposed to be a 2 month review, then a 3 month. Man, it just wind up being a long term in a minute. But
Then you'll get to do what nobody else is doing because everybody else typically does the same type of months. You might
yeah,
be yourself like in a weird 4 month review.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
does a
true.
4 month review, so you might you
4 months.
might have a jackpot sitting. You might be
A
sitting
three and
on
a
one.
half month review. So,
All
a
right,
20
so
25 day review. But anyway,
all right, so that's like Naked Gun, what 20 something and a half or
two
whatever.
and a half, two and a
Yeah.
half and three quarters, or something like that, with two and
All
three
right.
quarters or something.
All right, we'll end it on that.
Okay.
End it on a little laugh. Thanks again to everybody for coming and watching the live. Again, they're random. I do appreciate it. I am going to try to do them more frequently, especially with the colder months coming. I won't be getting out as much doing content, and we'll try to do more of a weekly or bi-weekly live, as I do enjoy doing this and interacting with you guys. So, with that being said, thanks everybody, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace and love.